Coming of Age is coming up next. I'm your host, Emily Echeverria. First today, we'll talk to cardiologist Dr. David Miles about heart disease prevention and risk factors. We'll also speak to a volunteer with Escambia Search and Rescue about this organization's impact in the community and a program that can help caregivers of certain populations prevent their loved one from going missing. Lastly, we have a fitness demonstration that is perfect to do at home and can help build balance and strength for seniors at any fitness level. Stay with us. Coming of Age starts right now. As we age, staying active in life and involved in the community can become a challenge. But with Council on Aging of West Florida's wide range of home-based services, you remain healthy, independent, and engaged. From Meals on Wheels and respite care to senior dining sites and the retreat, you'll find the support and connection that you need to age well. Aging looks different for everyone, and we're here to help you meet your needs and thrive while maintaining what makes you, you. We've been in the community since 1972, advocating for elders and supporting those who care for our parents and grandparents. Now, join us as we discuss the age-related issues that matter to you. According to the CDC, heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States. Fortunately, there are ways we can reduce our risk. Here to talk to us today about this is Dr. David Miles, a cardiologist at the Baptist Heart and Vascular Institute.
Thank you.
What exactly is heart disease and why is it so prevalent?
Heart disease is an all-encompassing term that includes many issues, including our coronary arteries, such as heart attack, valvular issues with our heart, such as narrowing to the aortic valve, heart rhythm issues such as atrial fibrillation, and common issue of congestive heart failure. We should know that coronary artery disease is the most common cause of adult death in the world. And this is associated, of course, with many risk factors.
What are the risk factors we should be aware of?
Of course, there are many risk factors for heart disease, some simply just related to the aging process. Other common risk factors include related issues with our coronary arteries, including hypertension, which of course, as we know, is extremely common in the United States, issues with our cholesterol values, diabetics, tobacco use, and of course, our genetics.
What can a person do to lower the risk of heart disease?
Okay, so in answer to that question, to lessen your risk for certain forms of heart disease, such as atherosclerosis, which is the disease process that forms plaque in our vessels over many years, we should obviously do the obvious. No smoking, no tobacco use of any type. Treat your blood pressure if necessary, meaning having it checked, at home and also with your physician or nurse practitioner. Exercise regularly. That doesn't mean you have to go like to a gymnasium and run the treadmill or the elliptical, whatever. Just simple walking or walking around your house. If you're watching television and a commercial comes on, get up and walk around because nobody likes to listen to commercials. And so that's the obvious things you do. If you're diabetic, make sure you see your physician regularly and adhere to your diet and exercise regimen, because we know diabetics, very high risk for, with the disease process of atherosclerosis. And also, know your numbers for your blood pressure, your blood sugar, but also treat your cholesterol and know your cholesterol numbers. And that means not only the total cholesterol, but most importantly, know what the lay press calls your good cholesterol or HDL, and what they call the bad or LDL cholesterol, and also your triglyceride levels, which deal with carbohydrates and sugars.
When women go through menopause, does it have an effect on her heart health?
We know that in men, of course, heart disease increases at the age of 45. In women, typically, we'll see an increase in cardiac events post-menopausal. in the postmenopausal era, women typically will start to notice changes in their lipid values, especially their HDL and LDL cholesterols will change. Frequently in a young woman, you'll see very good HDL or good cholesterols and very low LDL, but as women go through menopause and postmenopause, those numbers change. And so we try to tell women it's very, very important to, once they get into the postmenopausal stage, to go to their doctor routinely, measure their cholesterol values, but also measure their blood sugars and blood pressure as well. So they're at the same risk as a male postmenopausal.
Is there any truth that drinking red wine could actually be beneficial to your heart?
That's a very interesting and controversial question, but drinking red wine in a moderate level, like if you read the guidelines, they might say 1 glass for a female, maybe no more than 2 glasses for a male. But when you really think about it, when you look at the Mediterranean diet and some of the people who live in the Mediterranean area, we know, in France, we know that red wine is a staple of their diet. And in many of those cultures, atherosclerotic heart disease is a lot lower than in our society. So personally, I think there's some truth to it. But I grew up as in an Italian family, so my mother was Italian, so I might be a little biased.
What can you tell us about the new Cardiac Prevention and Cholesterol Management Clinic?
As we mentioned earlier, management of your cholesterol values is extremely important. But of course, one of the things that we want to bring to the community through our Baptist Heart and Vascular Institute is prevention. And so myself and my nurse practitioner, Whitney Cartwright, whom I've worked with for several years, we have a keen interest in the management of cholesterol and lipid disorders, but also in cardiac prevention. And we have put together a special clinic at the Baptist Heart and Vascular Institute. It's at the 9 Mile Baptist Medical Park. And it's open to anybody in the public. You don't have to be referred if you're interested in what your cardiac risks are. If you're concerned, say, because of family history, or you have some risk factors and you just want to know, doctor, what is my risk for having a heart attack in the next 5 or 10 years, and what can I do to prevent that? You know, this is how we've started this clinic. And also, when we call it the lipid is the term we use to cover the science and treatment of cholesterol disorders. And so patients with advanced cholesterol disorders, such as a condition called familial or genetic-based hyperlipidemia, we, of course, take care of those patients. And I should mention, too, that part of our clinic includes, with no charge, a registered dietitian who will see you at the time of your visit. After we finish, our dietitian, who works at Baptist Hospital, will come in and go over your diet and also see you and follow up.
If a viewer is interested in getting in touch with you about this clinic, are you accepting new patients, and is a referral needed to see you?
For the cholesterol prevention and lipid clinic, it's self-referral. And for general cardiology, of course, you know, we all at Baptist take self-referrals, and the Baptist number may be up on the screen.
Next up, we're talking with a member of Escambia Search and Rescue about this organization's work in the community. Stay tuned.
Transform your bathtub into a walk-in shower with TubCut.
It's the greatest relief in the world, being able to feel safe in the bathroom again.
TubCut installs in 1 day, is 100% reversible, and has a lifetime factory warranty.
I had shopped around because money is an issue, and I found that the TubCut was the most affordable choice.
Get affordable, safe, and easy step-through access to your shower.
Tub Cut at 850-529-7601.
The Reesburg Institute, Pensacola's ear, nose, throat, and voice center. We welcome you to visit us at our convenient Davis Highway location in Pensacola. At the Reesburg Institute, we offer the most advanced treatment available in a calm, stress-free environment. Since 2014, we've performed over 1,000 cases in office of balloon sinus surgery, as well as septoplasty and nasal procedures using oral sedation. The in-office procedures result in a faster healing time. Visit us and feel the difference. The Beacon at Gulf Breeze offers the finest senior living community in the area. We are here for your loved ones who need assisted living and advanced memory care services. Seniors will feel right at home with studio, one-bedroom apartments, a large dining area, a beautiful landscape courtyard, and even a salon. With professional staff and one-on-one care, your loved ones are our top priority. Welcome to the Beacon at Gulf Breeze. Welcome home.
Escambia Search and Rescue is a volunteer organization committed to helping others through an array of search and rescue efforts. This nonprofit was chartered by the state of Florida, and not only do they assist with search and rescue operations, but they also have programs to help some populations prevent a missing person case altogether. We're talking to Escambia Search and Rescue Land Commander Jeremy Finley today to learn more about these efforts. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
First of all, tell me about what this organization does in the community and how the group coordinates its involvement in a search and rescue operation.
Well, our searches generally start from a call from either law enforcement or from the family. We have our own internal call-out system. We'll activate members or different commands as needed. We work closely both with law enforcement, the Coast Guard, FWC, as well as other community members. It is a community effort, by the way. And we are all volunteer, so our response efforts may change during the weekday, during business hours versus what we can do on evenings or weekends. But we are always ready to serve.
Okay. I know you're the land commander for Escambia Search and Rescue, so tell me about your role and your involvement with the organization.
All right, well, I am, like you said, the land operations commander. Each of the commanders is involved in the board. We are voted for by our command members. So we basically have a role of responding on behalf of our membership to the board, but also in my particular case, I do the initial intake for all members of ESAR whenever they first come in as a new recruit. I do the Project Lifesaver program as a program coordinator. We work closely with both Autism Pensacola for our children with disabilities and people with autism, as well as Covenant Care for our adults with cognitive disabilities. Both Alzheimer's and dementia, but also with traumatic brain injury, stuff like that.
Okay. Tell me about the other units within the organization.
All right, ESAR has 7 commands. Our logistics command takes care of all of our equipment, the vehicles, make sure everything is ready to go when a mission call comes out. Our Marine Ops command takes care of all of our water-based searches and works very closely, again, with FWC and the Coast Guard for those. Our Dive Command, of course, does the underwater searches as needed. We have our own Canine Command, which is our working dogs for trailing, area search, as well as human remains detection. We have Aviation Command as a drone program that we offer for a variety of searches, both on land and water. And then we have a Communications Command that keeps us all in contact, communicating between each other. Our Communications Command also does emergency relay in case the communication towers and stuff go down in order to keep emergency dispatch and workers in the field in contact.
Okay. And what is the training like for members of Escambia Search and Rescue?
Well, ESAR has general training. SARTEC 3 is kind of our base level. That's where you have an introduction to search and rescue, so more generalized information in search theory and different types of search, what do you call it? Different kinds of search models. But then we also have FEMA training and such. Each command also conducts their own trainings as to their search processes, because it's different for on the water versus on land versus the way the canine handles the canines themselves. So each command has their own separate training.
Gotcha. So you mentioned the Project Lifesaver. What is Project Lifesaver and who is it for?
Project Lifesaver is a program for people with cognitive disabilities, whether it's autism, Down syndrome, traumatic brain injury, or any of the forms of dementia. It is a radio frequency transmitter that is worn usually either on the wrist or on the ankle. We have a receiver here, which is what I would use in the field to try to help locate somebody with the device. Each transmitter has its own frequency that we can plug into the receiver so that we can search for it. It only has a range of about a mile, so we have to be proactive and try to get in that location. But one of our successes is the fact that we have numerous of these receivers within our area, also within our sheriff's department, so that we can have multiple responders all kind of coming together at once. And since we're all coming from different locations, oftentimes we can find the location of the individual rather quickly.
And tell me about the perimeter alert system. That's a part of the Project Lifesaver.
It is. The perimeter alert system is called a perimeter monitor. It's this device here. It goes home with the caretaker. And so it has a range of about 300 feet in a wide open space. However, as you take it indoors, obviously that perimeter is shortened drastically. But with the perimeter monitor system, it gives the caretakers a very early warning system or whatever if their family member or loved one has wandered off. As soon as the connection between the actual transmitter itself and the perimeter monitor are broken, it sounds an alarm and gives them kind of a early, especially in the middle of the night, an early warning system.
Okay. And how can somebody get one of these devices if they are a caregiver of somebody?
Well, we work with, like I said, Covenant Care and Autism Pensacola. They actually handle the administrative side of things, the paperwork and everything. Contact them, or you can contact me. My phone number and email address should be available afterwards. But contact them, let them know that you're interested in Project Lifesaver. And of course, there's a questionnaire that has to be filled out. We do monthly maintenance on the device in order to keep it working smoothly. Battery changes happen monthly. And so just reach out.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. Next, we've got a fitness demonstration that will get you moving with no fancy equipment necessary.
Over 2 decades ago, TLC Caregivers partnered with the Council on Aging of West Florida to assist seniors with non-medical help to stay independent in their own homes. Our commitment to providing these services started in 1989 and has grown to aid people from birth through geriatrics, from a short visit of 2 hours to 24 hours a day. We're a proud sponsor of the Council on Aging of West Florida. We're TLC Caregivers.
When cancer tries to take you away from the things that matter most, Baptist Cancer Institute offers caring physicians and the most innovative treatment options. With convenient locations and a wide array of support programs and services, we're here to help you during the most difficult of times. As a member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network, we're bringing even more innovative cancer care to our community right here at home. When you need cancer care, we'll be there.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
We spoke about heart health at the top of the show, and as Dr. Miles explained, exercise is an important part of keeping your ticker in top shape. Like he said, you don't have to spend hours at the gym to reap the benefits of movement. Our next guests offer free fitness classes for seniors of all fitness levels twice each week at community centers in Pensacola and Milton. And today they're here to share with us some moves you can do in the comfort of your own home. John Fitzgerald and Blake Pablo are here to show us an easy routine that builds strength and balance, and all you need is your floor and some chairs.
Thank you, Emily, for the privilege to be back here. My name is Blake. I'm with Island Doctors, old school family doctors who take the time to listen, who are knowledgeable about seniors, and who have the time to go over these types of things that we're going to be going over, which is movement, something that, who has not heard the story of going to your doctor's office? They say, you need more exercise. And then you leave the doctor's office and your friend goes, I have no idea how to get more exercise or even where to begin. Well, that's why I brought John here today, and we're going to go over some movements you can do here at the house with only a chair that will increase your physical activity and incorporate the gift of movement into your life and lead to a happier, healthier life. John?
Excellent. Thank you, Blake. Blake's exactly right. What we're going to do today is show you 4 simple movements for muscle strength and balance, and then actually 2 balance drills you can do anywhere, anytime. To elaborate on what Blake said, a lot of folks go, I don't have a gym, I don't have any equipment. That's their number one excuse. So all you need is a chair and the will to do it. So without further ado, let's get started. The first exercise we're going to do, these are called chair squats. First thing you want to do is have a chair. Make sure it's a steady chair. No rollies, make sure it's firm. If you have arms on it, even better. But for the positioning, first thing you want to do is wiggle your rear end to the edge of the chair. My feet are about shoulder width apart. We're going to stand up, but we're going to do it with technique. I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to get my nose over my toes, press through my heels. My hips come forward until I'm in the standing position. Then I'm going to reverse. Make sure your rear end goes in the chair. And then you want to repeat at a nice, comfortable, steady pace. Don't rush it. Make sure you use that technique. What I mean by that is when you start, you move that weight forward and come up. Blake, keep going for us. Sometimes we'll see this. People trying to get up hips first. That's not going to work. Get that weight forward and come up. This movement exercises these big quadriceps, these big glute muscles, and it forces our balance muscles to become engaged as we go from the ground up in the air. Let's do one more and remain standing. Deep breath. Next exercise we're going to focus on. We worked our quadriceps, these big muscles in front of our legs, and our glutes. We're going to focus on these muscles called your hamstrings. These are called leg curls. My feet start together. The chairs are here primarily for safety. If we are unsteady, we get dizzy, we get tired, take a seat. But leg curls, my feet start together, I'm nice and tall. Take one foot, bring it up towards your rear end, put it back down, and then alternate. I'm tensing up or contracting that hamstring muscle. These hamstrings, because they are behind us, are often ignored. They become weak over time. That can cause what's called a muscle imbalance and cause knee pain. The technique, make sure your knees stay right beside each other. I don't want that knee coming up. Also, my upper body is nice and straight. I'm not leaning into it. This is not the exercise. That's the exercise. Let's do one more, Blake.
Yes, sir.
And relax. Next exercise, marching in place. This is exactly what it sounds like. Again, I have my chair here for balance or steadiness if I need it, or I put my hands out as a target. My feet either right together or shoulder width apart. Bring one of those knees up towards your hands, put it back down, and then alternate. Now, we're not running.
We're
nice.
not?
No, we're not. We're definitely not running. We'll run laps later. Nice and steady. The whole purpose of this exercise is to activate these muscles called hip flexors. The whole reason we have hip flexors is to bring our foot off the ground. Briefly, the number one fear seniors have is falling. Keep going, Blake. So sometimes we see our folks shuffle, so so they don't fall, over time these muscles weaken. This simple exercise will help keep these muscles strong and mentally remind you to pick your feet up. An added bonus, as we go from foot to foot, our center of gravity changes. It forces our core muscles to become engaged, helping to maintain or improve our balance. One more, Blake.
Yes, sir.
And relax. Last little muscle group we're going to work. These tiny little muscles called your calf muscles. These are called heel raises. Again, I might have my chair here. If I need stability, my feet start together, I'm nice and tall. Simply go up on your toes, get those heels off the ground, and back down. And then repeat at a nice, comfortable pace. Pausing at the top to get a good constriction, and back down. These calf muscles, since they're tiny behind us, are often ignored, but they're important because they help propel us from point A to point B. An added bonus again, as we go up in the air and back down, our center of gravity changes. Our core muscles have to become engaged, helping to maintain or improve our balance. I'm not jumping, right? I'm not doing that. Slow, back down. One more, Blake.
Yes, sir.
And relax. So 4 simple muscle exercises for my quads, quadriceps, my hamstrings, my glute muscles, and my calf. You generally want to try to get to about 15 of each of those. Now, if you say, John, Blake, you've lost your mind. I can't do that many. Work up to it.
Yep.
But again, you want to get to about 15 of each exercise. We also do some balance drills at our classes. Like Emily said, we hold weekly classes in both Milton and Pensacola. If we can help you out, certainly let us know. What else do we want to tell them, Blake?
I would just simply say call the number on the screen. That will reach me directly. I'd be more than happy to answer any of your fitness or wellness questions, healthcare in general. As I always say, movement is a gift that does not have to be purchased nor prescribed.
And how much does this class cost?
0.
Who can come?
Anyone that is
That's what I
16
thought.
up.
That's what I thought. Thank you for your time. Emily, we appreciate it.
Thank you, Emily.
Until next time, enjoy life. You've earned it.